Hi, empty nesters. Um, I have been on YouTube watching um, videos on personality types. I found out that I am an INFP, and this knowledge has really helped me to better understand myself and to understand that I am not the only one. Because if you're not aware of yourself, and you get feedback from others that are not INFPs, it can be pretty devastating because they don't understand you. And because we feel so deeply, and I'm so glad I learned this because I feel very deeply. I could be sitting in a room and my mind go off and think about if this happened, and the next thing you know, I'm in tears and like almost bawling because what if this happened to my kids, or what if this happened to my parents, or what if this happened? And then I have to shake myself and go, this did not happen. You're just thinking about it. We have the ability to put ourselves in other people's shoes. That's why I cry at everything. um, Movies, commercials, songs, beautiful things move me. I can listen to a Disney song and I am falling apart. It's just, you know, the scene in Beauty and the Beast where the dishes are singing to Belle? I'm crying. The singing is beautiful. I love it. It reaches something inside of me. Totally weird. Now, I was reflecting on, how the story talks about how this video is going to talk about empty nesters. And I was thinking that, I raised 4 kids, and I often had the thought, oh God, I wish I had an independent thought. I wish I could just think, because apparently we do a lot of that. A lot. I've been accused of overanalyzing, you think too much, and that was kind of insulting because it's like, no, how come other people don't think? Why do they just do? Why don't they just try to understand a situation and what's behind it? What's the motivation? Why are things like this? Why does this happen? And not only that, but question yourself. Look in on yourself. I spent so much time trying to figure myself out and not really thinking beyond that, but I would get into conversations sometimes, and this was kind of eye-opening to me, but I've had a number of people say, you are so, what was the word? You have so much insight. You seem to know where things come from, why you have this issue, or why you do things this way or that way. I kind of look back on my life and go, oh, I think it changed here. And I just thought that was kind of interesting because I grew up feeling like the oddball. That's just Angie. She's just like that. As if I'm the only one. And there aren't millions of people out there like me. But watching these videos just really made me feel okay in my skin. And if you haven't taken the Myers-Briggs personality test, I suggest you do it. And then leave a comment in the box below, and please put a comment in the box below. And then look at yourself and see if you see that about yourself, and what kinds of things in your life that come naturally to you, you go, oh, I see that now. One of the things I did as a kid, and my siblings hated me. I was one of 5. I was the middle of 5 children. And my youngest doesn't really count because he was too young at the time. But the other 3, they would get mad at me because they would ask me a question and I always sang the answer back to them. We rarely had just like a discussion, but I would always sing it back to them. I had a sister and 2 brothers, and that would get upset with me. And then as I got older, it's like I still did that. And then when I got married, my ex-husband was like, you still do that, with a total look of disgust. And why do I do it? I don't know. It's, I guess I have a song in my heart. I don't know. Um, but he clearly did not like my personality. He clearly did not like that I still sang answers back. He used to get upset with me because I laugh a lot, but my choice was to laugh or to cry, and I would rather laugh. The emotion, sad emotions are too heavy for me. I don't want to feel that. I just feel like it's too much. You know, that emotion is too much. So, and what do you know? An INFP managed to raise 4 kids, and they are all artistic, and they're fun. And half the time, I felt like I was one of them. I was my 3rd child. It's a girl. She was married and has a child now, and she said, "Mom, you're not like other parents. Other parents are not fun. You're fun." And me and my girls, we would dance in the kitchen or we would sing. And oh my gosh, one of my favorite things was I used to sing. We used to drive our car down a busy street. I'm like, "You guys roll the windows down and let's sing this song completely off key. It'll be fun. It'll be funny." And so they would do that with me. You know, there were years where they would be, they would say, "Oh gosh, Mom," you know, and I would tell them life is too short to be so serious and be so angry. Why do you choose anger? Why can't you choose laughter and fun? There's enough of the negative out there. Let's do something fun. Let's do something that makes us feel alive, you know, and happy. And I like to make people laugh, even if they're laughing at me. And so I got this job taking care of this woman, and she's in her 90s. I can't give any names for privacy issues, but I never thought of myself as a caregiver. People like, "Do you want a job doing a caregiver?" No diapers, none of that. I've raised 4 kids. I don't want to do that. Well, the money was just too good. And like everything in my life, in order to move past a certain point, I have to be forced by situation or my circumstances. So I got this job taking care of this woman, and if you put the negative part of the job as the front, then you feel like, oh gosh, you'll never get anywhere. So I needed the money. It paid really good. So I took the job, and I love this lady. And I come over, and one of the things I do is I make her laugh, because I feel like laughter is important. But it's not anything I have to try to do. It's just my personality. People just laugh. But I bring my sewing over here, and I share it with her, and her face lights up, because I'm taking her into my world. I'm bringing her in, and I think that's what she enjoys. So, yeah, I'm wondering how much of this is my personality, how much of this, you know, well, obviously it's my personality, but can you lay it on, I'm an INFP, but doesn't everything go right back to that? I'm not sure, but we have fun here. Now, this might be the part of me that thinks a little too highly of myself, which I do tend to do even before I found out I was an INFP. The other caregivers would say, "Oh, she's feeling down, she's been in bed all day, she's this, and she's just not normal, and da 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 da." And you know, she's late in life. I mean, her time, she probably has more life behind her than in front of her now, most certainly. And I come in here and I'll talk to her, and can you take a bite? Can you take a drink? But I enter the room like, "Hey, how are you? I'm here now. We can just have an adventure." And that's how I approach my job here with her. And pretty soon her eyes light up and she smiles. And at first she didn't recognize me, but she started coming out, and then pretty soon she wanted to get out of bed, and then she wanted to get dressed, and she wanted to go through her routine and have a full meal. And I wonder, was it my approach to her? Was it our personalities vibe? I don't know. But I see a difference when I come over. And maybe it's because I really do have that childlikeness in me. I've actually been accused of being childish by people who don't understand me, but I'm not childish. I'm responsible. I work, pay my bills, do all that boring stuff that life requires of you. And then I have to throw in a healthy dose of fun and fantasy and, ooh, which reminds me, hang on a second. My INFP side of me has created a channel. I have a channel called Angela Woolsey, which is my name, and I teach people how to do alterations and other sewing. And then the fun side of my INFP says, let's do story time with grandma. So I made my first story time with grandma costume piece. Now, because the artistic side of me is pretty strong, and that very fantasy side of me, I made my costume before I actually had the story. So this is not for a story, it is for a series of stories or a season of stories. This is my costume for when I tell fall and winter stories to the children. The channel was made for my grandchildren because they live in three different states. And my grandkids don't get to see me every day, and so I want them to know me and to remember me and to hear my voice. So I make these stories for them. I don't write stories. That was a mistake. I don't write stories. I read stories. I've always wanted to write stories, but I don't think it's in me yet. So this is what I'll be wearing to do my fall and winter stories, and then as the seasons or occasions change, I would like to make up something else. And the rather overly ambitious side of me wants to do a painted backdrop. I'm not a painter, but we'll see what I can do. Anyway, I would like to hear what other quirks that you INFPs have that are often misunderstood but felt so deeply by you. I think this is interesting that so late in life I'm figuring things out. You know, after my kids are gone, I was thinking, you know, I could have done such a better job at parenting had I known all this stuff, you know, and approached life with more confidence and assuredness. Is that the word I'm looking for? No, just more confidence in myself and my personality and more understanding. I think that's what I need. But, you know, it is what it is, and the kids are grown and gone, and they're doing great, and I couldn't ask for anything more. So leave a comment in the box below, like this video, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Bye.